Yeah, you already know what it is. Lethal Talent 24, dot bombing at you with some Eagles content. Yo, Victory Friday. Let's go. Let's go. Yo, apologize. Again, I said in my early videos when I first started that my voice is usually trashed after the game. Because when I get into these games, I get into it. So, I mean, yo, shout out to my Birds for getting that W. I mean, I did I not say that shit? When we run the ball and Doug calls a good game and these players step up, that we can win this game. And they damn sure won this game, man. But also the defense stepped up. They played with some ferocity. They showed that they were hungry. They wanted this win. They wanted to show that we're not the team that's been coming out sluggish, undisciplined, and just absolutely just looking like trash. Let's just be real. But we got that W against a 3-0 team, against one of the best quarterbacks in the league, future Hall of Famer, Aaron Rodgers. Now, Aaron Rodgers and I have to admit that there was a couple of key situations from the Packers that I'm thinking they need to run the ball. If they run the ball, they may score a touchdown. But luckily for us, and unfortunately for them, they didn't. They have Aaron Jones back there. And now I'm not saying Aaron Jones is one of the top running backs in the NFL or anything like that, but he is a pretty good running back. And I don't understand why they didn't use him, but that's not our problem. Our thing is that we had two really good goal line stands. Our defense, our coverage, our secondary, that's where we shine. We shine in the red zone, in red zone protection. We usually keep teams out of the end zone in red zone situations. We can stop our opponents, but unfortunately, we just can't cover anything, on the rest of the field. It's only in the end of the field when we're really good because there's not much space. But man, that was impressive by their defense. Nigel Bradham should have had a pick six. Unfortunately, he didn't there. He's got to work on them hands, man, because I swear, it's exactly the same play where Eli Manning, and I want to say it was 2017, Eli Manning threw it. It was right at Bradham, and he dropped it. It was the same exact thing. So, and another thing that was another same exact, not a same exact thing, but it was reminiscent of the Super Bowl, was when Derek Barnett got the strip sack and Brandon Graham recovers the football. I mean, that was kind of like, it was kind of like a mixtape or a remix to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, that was pretty cool there. So, props to Derek Barnett on that play. I just want to give a quick shout out to Avonte Maddox and also Williams on the Packers. Hopefully they get, they're doing a good as far as their injury or whatnot. So, prayers out to them. Even though it's opposing team, you don't ever really want to see people get hurt. I'm not with that. And if you, don't like it, you can find other YouTubers. I don't care about that stuff. I'm all about making sure that, you treat people like people and, wish harm on anybody. So, shout out to them. But, for our Eagle, Avonte Maddox, definitely wish a speedy recovery for him. And, now we got a situation to worry about there. We're really depleted with Sidney Jones being out and, with his hamstring and Avonte Maddox with his neck and concussion. Who do we have left to step up? Well, we have Craig James. He stepped up in, a key moment. He stepped up when we needed him to step up, right? So you know, he was basically, him and Malcolm Jenkins caused the ball to be batted up in the air, which put it in Nigel Bradham's hands. I mean, the ball was just meant to be in his hands that day, yesterday. So, you know, we got to take our blessings where we can get them. You got to take our blessings where we can get them. And, you know, the kid stepped up. So shout out to him. And also, man, just our situation at cornerback, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. I was listening to 97.5 The Fanatic. Caught a couple of videos, Laura Brunson and Philly 500. I've mostly caught them today. But while I was listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, Mike Missinelli's show, he was talking about, you know, trading Goddard or a first and a second. And one guy, I don't know his name, but one guy basically had the same thought process that I have, which is you don't want to sacrifice your offense for your defense. Just stick with the picks. First and second round. I'll even give him first this year, first next year, 1 and 2 this year, what have you. But regardless, we do need to get Jalen Ramsey in here. The only reason why I say that, you know, we don't necessarily need to sacrifice we don't need to sacrifice our offense because it's like, yeah, it's like cutting off your nose to spite your face. You know what I'm saying? like, we run a lot of the 12 personnel. So, I mean, you saw what happened when we couldn't do that. We didn't do very well when it came to that. So, you know, because Goddard was out, because, you know, with Deshaun being out, we don't have the 2 wide receivers that we need to have out there for our game plan to work. So, when we do have those 2 tight ends in, and once we get Deshaun back, we're definitely going to get explosive. That 12 personnel is going to be used to its fullest effect. I mean, we saw what it can do, really, in the Redskins game, because that's when we had everybody. So, but yeah, I'm just, man, we got to get Jalen Ramsey, but Khan, of the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, has to let him go. They have to let him go. If he's not happy with Tom Coughlin, and Coughlin has had issues working with players, especially ones with egos or people that just don't agree with his militaristic, approach to people. You know, he wants people to fall in line and no questions asked. And, you know, you have the top corners in the league, basically the top corner in the league, and, you know, he feels disrespected. So why, if I'm a Jacksonville Jaguar owner, why would I want to keep somebody that's not going to be happy here? It's either I get rid of the GM that's brought in a bunch of great players, or, you know, you part ways with one person that, you know, basically that, you know, is a top player on your team. So, I mean, from their perspective, I can see why it's, you know, it's not an easy thing to let, you know, your top corner go, a top corner in the league go. But, you know, there was reports earlier in the year where they said they weren't going to pay him. So, one, that's disrespectful right there because, again, he's your star player. Two, I mean, like, who goes out and says that about their player, their star player? You know what I'm saying? Like, Jalen Ramsey is somebody that needs to be themselves, but at the same time knows how to get stuff done. If you want to sit there and talk, cool. Just back it up. And he does that. We had a person like that on the Philadelphia Eagles a while ago by the name of Terrell Owens, who talked a lot of shit, but he backed it up. Not only did he back it up, but once he got injured, he fought like a dog to get back to our team so that he could play in the Super Bowl to help us win a championship. Unfortunately, we didn't get that, but regardless, you know what I'm saying? Like, he fought like a dog to get back, and you can't have nothing but respect for that. Even with T.O.'s ego and his, I'm just going to say outgoing personality, you know, he was a baller. So, by any means, man, that's going to be my motto right now. By any means necessary, as long as it doesn't hurt our offensive scheme. We can't sacrifice that, but If it takes a first-round pick, a second-round pick, and Nelson Aguilar or Ronald Darby or Sidney Jones at this point, you know, Sidney, I wanted to give him a shot. I was rooting for him. But at this point, man, he's just like, if he's man, he gets beat. If he's, you know, off coverage, he gets beat. If he's zone, he gets beat. It just is, and it's the same thing. It's not just really him. It's the same, like, it's got to be Schwartz's scheme. So that right there is one thing. But you got to be able to do your job within the scheme. I mean, he makes it to where they almost have to be, they have to be perfect every time. And as we all know, you can't be perfect in football all the time. There are some plays you're going to lose, but you have to win more often than you lose. You have to win. And so that's where Jalen Ramsey come in. Hell, if we can even, I know it's kind of like a pipe dream at this point, but if we can get Xavier Howard from the Miami Dolphins and Jalen Ramsey, that would be cool. That would be great. Because that way we would have one top corner in the league and one very solid corner in the league. But, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Howard is also, he's an outside corner, I believe. So, I mean, if he's not, I mean, we have somebody in the slot until Mattis gets back. But right now, we got Orlando Scandrick back, and that's honestly, I just don't feel I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel confident about him. He's an aged player, and I mean, I don't think he was ever really that good to begin with, even when he played with Dallas. I think he was just he wasn't somebody I ever really feared. So, man, but yeah, hell yeah, man. You know, we gotta make sure we do whatever it takes by any means necessary, as long as it doesn't sacrifice our offense or hurt our offense in any way. So, but on the offensive side of the ball, Jordan Howard ran that fucking rock. Excuse my language, but he ran that shit. And that's what I was telling you. That's what I was telling you. You got to run the ball with Jordan Howard. And Miles Sanders showed up. Miles Sanders balled out on special teams and the offense. So I got to give kudos out to him. You know, those guys are going to be a great 1-2 punch. I sometimes hate how Sanders dances outside or whatnot or what have you. I mean, and you know, one of my friends, he's also an Eagles fan. He was telling me, you know, he reminds him of Shady McCoy, and I was like, yeah, but Shady would dance around, but he also knew when to hit holes as well. So, I mean, he kind of scares me with that. However, you know, I mean, I'm just going to have to get used to it. As long as he gets us yards, positive yards, I'm cool with it. But, man, like, seeing it there in the game, it's like, you had a hole right there, just take it, you know? But I just, man, I like Jordan Howard's power running. And Doug must have been hearing this, man, because you're like, power run, running with Howard. And even a couple plays where Carson, you know, it was like doing the short passes, swing pass out to Jordan Howard for the touchdown. I mean, you can use Jordan Howard that way. But when we want him to run you over, that's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. Because like I said, the Packers defense was susceptible to the run, right? So why not take advantage of that? They have very good corners. Alshon Jeffrey could have had, he had like 39 yards, 5 catches for 39 yards. He could have had, 3 more catches. He won on one, he blamed it on the lights. 2, he just dropped the 2-point conversion. And the other one, it was defended. So, I mean, it was defended before he could bring it into his body. So, I mean, that was really just a great play by the defensive back, or cornerback. But, I mean, he could have had a lot more yardage than 39 yards. And you see, like, Nelson only got 1 target. I mean, but the game plan was to run the ball. So I'm glad Doug and Mike Groh got out of their comfort zone and found ways to run the ball with both these guys. Because, like I said, it's going to be thunder and lightning right there. And if they continue this and keep the ball Keep it to where Carson doesn't have to do too much. Have a steady, balanced game. We'll go far in this league. We got the Jets coming up. And I honestly think that that's a W, man. That is a freaking W. So let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready. Bring on the Jets. Bring on the Jets. Bring on the rest of the league. If we going to be playing like this, offensively, we'll dominate. And that's what we need to do. So, I'm Lethal Talent 24. And thank you for watching this video. Please leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you wish. And man, EAGLES, Eagles. And that's what's up. Go Birds.